I do want to talk to you a bit about UFC 205
Sure.
from
Yeah,
last
yeah.
weekend. We
That
were
was huge.
in setting up this interview. That was what we were primarily discussing.
Yeah, we were
and,
just talking about it, just off the cuff, just
and
randomly.
and this card, I mean, it was promoted as the biggest card in UFC history. It was probably the deepest card on paper. And at the end of it, a 2-division champion in Conor McGregor. What was your thought going into that fight of how Conor McGregor would perform against Eddie Alvarez?
I think we discussed it, and I was leaning towards Conor winning, and I think it was kind of. It's weird because it was exactly how he said it was going to go, right? He said he would hit him once and then he would be shooting for his life. He tried to shoot a couple times. It just didn't work. He couldn't implement his game plan because of the, I guess, the range that Conor has. And when he hits you hard, And so it kind of takes guys out of their game plan, I think, right away. So it was, I thought that if Alvarez could get him down and kind of grind him out a little bit on the ground, it might go his way. But every fight starts on the feet, right? So, and that's where Conor's the best.
It's amazing just how economical he is. I mean, Conor's not a guy that just swings wildly. He's got that power, but he lands in huge percentages. And that was, textbook on Saturday night was just whatever he threw landed on Eddie. And I couldn't believe just how easy Conor McGregor made that look.
I know. And the thing is, too, it's like always the punches that you don't see. And like he followed everything up with that left hand that when he needed to throw it, and he throws it with precision. He throws it hard, so when it lands, it does damage. Yeah, he doesn't really waste any energy. Even he has a little bit of an awkward stance too. So I mean, it takes guys kind of out of their game plan right away, and he comes forward and gets right in Alvarez's face, so he can't implement the wrestling pretty much at all.
When you are watching someone like a Conor McGregor, I mean, this is a guy that just, to me, he's understood everything about this game. He understands the leverage he has in this sport and utilizes it to its maximum ability. I mean, just watching it from your industry and watching what this guy is implementing, he takes a lot of those principles and has applied it.
It's about having people emotionally invested in what you're doing. And when that happens, you'll sell tickets. And he understood that, and he understands that better than probably anybody in the UFC or any sport for that matter, because he's kind of on top of the sports world right now as far as what he's done. So he understands that, he implements it, and he does it with flair. So you can't deny the star power of this guy.
Following mixed martial arts and boxing, I know you follow it very extensively. When you see a guy that's out there and just simply doesn't want to be that guy that's going to talk, or when he's asked, who do you want to fight next? Whoever the UFC puts in front of me. Do you understand that athlete mindset? Or is it somewhat frustrating for you knowing that that's a big component to this game?
Yeah, I mean, I get it from a standpoint of a pure athletic standpoint. I mean, you just want to take care of your business. You just want to fight and win, and that's all that matters to you. But when you're on that stage, it becomes much more. It also becomes entertainment as well as sport. So I think that there's an element there that guys that understand that are going to get further. Are going to get more opportunities because of it, because people are going to pay to see them.
What would you like to see next for Conor McGregor? He has options now at 2 weight classes, and even is dangling around the idea of Tyron Woodley at 170.
I don't know. I don't know if he should go back up to 170.
Yeah, that was kind of
it was a tough.
We did that.
Yeah, it was a tough. It seemed like it was. He was coming up right. He was trying to eat. It seemed eat his way up to 170, and I just don't know if maybe that was what was affecting his gas tank a little bit in those fights, and also being in there with bigger bodies, it makes things.
155 looks like a really
great,
good weight for him.
Perfect,
he doesn't look starved at the weigh-ins like 145 does on his body.
I think a third Diaz fight at 55 makes the most sense. Financially, probably.
Sure.
So I mean, I know there's a couple other guys that are right there also in line, but I'd maybe have those guys fight each other and do that third fight with Diaz, I would think.
That we also had on the card, Yoel Romero just blitzing Chris Weidman, one of the nastiest knockouts you've seen. And then we get a post-fight angle with Michael Bisping up in the bleachers. I mean, you were almost getting ready for them to announce that tickets are on sale now for our next middleweight title fight.
Yeah, that Romero's impressive, man. He's explosive. And it seemed to me that he realized that Weidman was going for that same takedown that he'd gotten a couple other times, and then at that point he was just going to, next time he was going to time it, and he timed it perfectly and caught him with that knee, and it was it.
And just as we follow up on UFC 205, did you have Tyron Woodley, Stephen Thompson going a draw? Were you scoring it as you were watching it, or what were your thoughts?
Honestly, I thought if Woodley was going to win, I thought he would catch him in the first round and knock him out, much like he did with Lawler. And I thought, if not, I thought that Thompson would just pick him apart from a distance and then finish him in like the third or fourth round. So I definitely saw a finish either way. But yeah, it didn't go the way that I thought it was going to go.